And you can see we have district participation, membership, all of those things that we had before, but it's all on this drop-down list. And all you need to do is to go through item by item and enter the data. So if I put, the first one is the president-elect attends pets, and that's worth 500 points. I click that, and if that's true, I put a 1 there and add the activity. I've already done that. Yeah, I've already done that, and I see a mistake I've already made, Jill. There's maximum of 2 points. I need to edit some points, but they've got 500 points for that. They got 225 for people attending the foundation seminar. Let's see. Membership seminar. It's 25 points per person. And they had some people enter that and so on down the road. My totals may not be right at this point, but we're getting there on that. So it's just a drop-down list, and then we go down to the membership and engagement. There's somebody else coming on or leaving. And the percent of membership. Okay. The number of members. So you put a percentage in here, and it will tally it up for you. Okay. So let's say that our membership growth is growing by 5%.
Hey, David, this is Janice.
Yep.
Okay. Remember, I'm on the phone. I'm not following you.
Yeah.
How did you get down to membership?
In this drop-down list,
How did you?
Janice.
Okay, now I went to activity entry.
Yep.
I went to drop-down list and just keep scrolling. Okay, I see. Gotcha.
You just
Thank
scroll
you.
all the way through it.
Gotcha. I'm going on mute.
Okay.
I'm with you now. Thank you.
That's how you do it, and there are some problems with this still. Some of the things are not calculating properly, but we're trying to get this all corrected, and it certainly is an improvement over what we were doing with a spreadsheet. But most of it is tallying up, as you can see. It says here that they only have 950 points, so it calculated what needed to be done. It's not showing the proper percentage that I just put in there yet, and I'm sorry that that's the way it is. Vocational service, if you have a presentation by a member, you get 50 points per. So how many vocational presentations did you get? And the activity entry, or the overview, will show you. For vocational service, vocational members, 50 points per classification talk. Our new members get a copy of the 4-way test, and so on. So this is how the activity entry is done. Is there any questions at this point?
I think the only question I would have is, will you be sending a tip sheet?
This call is the tip sheet.
Okay, well, I have several screen captures, if that would help people. That as you've gone through, that I've captured several screen pieces to see if that would help.
Yep.
I'll send it to you, David. If it's not helpful, just disregard it.
And I did. I started recording the call. I didn't think about it until a little bit ago. So at the end, we might recap how we got into that, and we'll try to get that out as well.
Yeah. So some of this is you may need to talk to your membership chair. You may need to talk to me. And one of the things that you're going to have to do with a lot of this stuff is you're going to have to get in and get some Rotary reports. Mm-hmm. For instance, on the the Rotary Foundation is what I've done that now. Your per capita giving. We take your per capita giving and multiply that times. We're here. The annual program fund, 100% are sustaining $100 members. That's 1,000 points. If everyone gave the EREY, if you qualify for that, it's 500. So you're going to have to get a report from RI, and unfortunately, what I'm going to tell you right now is RI's reports aren't working this weekend. and they're still not working.
That's a truth.
I got into the foundation reports earlier today.
Did you? Well, we can't get into it.
Huh.
Okay. But you're going to have to pull up a foundation report. And one of the reports that you might need to pull up, and I'm going to pull it on over here, is you may need to get this club recognition summary, which shows you where your members fall in terms of how much money they've given and what they where they are and what levels they're at. And that would be a helpful thing to have out. The other one is let's see, this one here, which is called a banner report. Yep, let me drag it over. Well, I'm not being able to drag this one for some reason. Okay, there we go. This is a banner report. And this it shows who has received EREY, and this is a past report, it's not a current report, and shows every Rotarian every year if they've achieved that, and when they achieved it, if they're Paul Harris Society, if they're a sustaining member, if they are in Rotary Direct. These are things that the president will find helpful in filling out this report. It's just something that you really need to have on hand, I think.
If I could offer a suggestion, I would encourage you to sit down with your PE while you're doing this, because in an ideal world, this should have been used throughout the year as a teaching tool and as a metric to see how you're doing towards your goals. And we're still not there with the clubs doing that. We're waiting until the end of the year and trying to go back and get all the data, and then it's a pain in the neck. It's much more effective if you use it as an ongoing tracking tool. So if you can help your successor maybe get a little ahead of this going into next year, even though their trophy information will be a little different, at least they'll understand how important it is throughout the year.
Okay. So one of the helpful, all of this data, by the way, is exactly what's on the presidential citation. So my Rotary's experiencing intermittent issues right now. But one of the things that you need to know in my Rotary is manage your club. And I'm going to show you this because this is important too. So when you go to my Rotary, go to Manage and Club Administration. And I hope it works because I've been having a little, there we go. A lot of this stuff can be had here, all your club data. But all of these reports that I just showed you can be had here. This is all here, all the club giving report. And that's one avenue you can go to get some help. Now the other one that you can go to, load my slide here. Mine usually goes faster than this until you're trying to show someone. Okay. The other one you want to do is go to Rotary Club Central. This is where you're going to find a lot of this data that's on this form or on these drop-down sheets. And we're hypnotized while we wait.
Where did you find Rotary Club Central? I didn't see the.
Okay.
You went real fast.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go that fast. I
There.
go to my Rotary.
Okay.
Okay. We'll load that up, and then I want to go back.
Go ahead and go back since it looks like it is set up.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my Rotary, and one of the things that has this thing is much improved in the last 2 years. By the way, a lot of this, if you just drag your mouse across it, will show all the menus. So when I go to Manage, which is the main menu for a club president, we have all of this stuff over here: contributions, club administration. You can get reports all those reports that I just showed.
Oh,
This
okay.
is where I got Rotary Club Central.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes Rotary Club Central is a second login. They'll make you log in again, even though you're already logged in, just for security. And this is where you end up once you get into Rotary Club Central. This would be the dashboard for your club, as you can see. But a lot of the things in here, let me see where I was. Your goals. It'll show your goals and what your achievement are. So club membership, show the goals and the history. And here is the history. You know, this is our, this is 2016, 17. This is what they had. But all of these tabs are Rotary Foundation Giving. You can see where you at. All of these tabs up here will show you what has been happening in your club. And these are achievement goals as of the 14th of June 2018. So when I go back to the members and the engagement, right now they have 59 members in this club. He had a goal, or she had a goal of 65 members. But this is where it stands. It can also show you the service participation. How many members have actually been involved in projects? 54. Sponsorships. These are the things that you get reports on. And a lot of this is automatically generated within Rotary Club Rotary Club Central of all this. So this is easy to do. Some of the stuff. The foundation, all the foundation stuff, you don't have to do this manually. You can go into this thing and it will show you. The goal was 5,000. As of today, they're 400. Per capita. Polio Plus is was 1,500. It's 80 on that. And this shows it's all updated by Rotary when this happens. And I'm trying to think of the other. The service hours is probably not updated by Rotary, but these first two are the members and foundation. Now, the last thing here is Rotary citation.
David, before you can go on while I've got this audience, I saw a report today with President Ian's tracking of the trees that were planted. In District 6510, we're showing one club has entered a tree project with 45 trees. And I know we planted a lot more trees.
Williamson Sunset, right?
I think so, yes. So the service, that was one of the big focuses of this year that we did all year about measuring the impact you make. Not one club in this district isn't doing a service project. So every club should have at least one thing in there. Most of you should have multiple ones. That is a manual entry. Thank you.
Yeah. That's the thing you've got to enter. So, for instance, here's the goals and the history for this club. You know, they had service projects, 20 of 23 they had. So, and you can go back into these goals and check out what they were. So there's a lot of stuff here, but one of the things I wanted to show in the end here is this Rotary citation one. These are things that President Ian has said that we should do. Networking events. If you had any networking events, and all of these are, folks, is, let me try it. Okay, it's not going to let me. I'm not the president. But they're just on and off toggle switches is all they are. And so you can go in and do this. Did you increase your contributions by 10%? A lot of this is for the presidential citation. This is all that he requires for the presidential citation. And your club should be getting that. And you can also view the whole thing here. Everything on here in one fell swoop. But that goes back to this whole activity entry stuff. Go ahead, Len. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. So I have a little bit of a question related to the service hours, because in the beginning, that difficulty of the service hours were only to be Rotary hours.
That's
they
all
are.
that we want at Rotary Club Central.
Okay, so that's where we need to make sure that it's just Rotary service hours that are there.
That's correct. If the club decided to track it for your own benefit, that's up to you. But in Rotary Club Central, we want Rotary-related hours because that's going to channel up through Rotary International for the impact stories.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We enter the data in here at the club, and you can edit this. And I'm not seeing edit because I'm not a club officer, but you can edit that, and you can go up, for next year.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to have, and what are their goals? And see, there's already some goals entered.
No.
Huh?
Those are 17, 18.
Ah.
Yeah, you need to go to, you're in 18,
Sorry.
19 now.
Yep, we're 18, 19. So, okay.
At the top. Yeah.
Okay. But you've got to go in and do these yourself. You've got to enter these. And the service activities will enter right over here on the left side. And these are things, these are the projects that this club has put in.
And one of the questions I have, David, after June 30th, can they even get into the system and do all this?
Right. You got to have all this done by June 30th.
Yeah. So this isn't something you guys can drag your heels on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So these are all of the things that this particular club put together as service projects for the year, and then the volunteer hours that have been entered, as Jill said. I'm not sure everyone's real good at entering the hours. So, as Rotary Club Central has all kinds of stuff that can help. It has the resources tell you how to do all this, and then the reports, or every report you can have on club growth, the member viability. So all of this is here, and it's a lot of stuff, and I'm not going to, that wasn't the point tonight. The point was to look at this thing here about, how do we do this? And I think I have the parameters pretty well set so you can't get more points than you have set. But if I find that there is, we will edit it. Because this has been a 2-year project.
This is a custom-built module that they did for us, so we're kind of on the bleeding edge of DAC as usual.
Yeah. So I worked with DAC last year, and we took those spreadsheets that we had and made them into this. And we had some problems, and actually a couple of weeks ago, I crashed the whole thing, trying to do some editing, and they had to restore it. But that's the good thing about having it online is we have backup copies, and as we go through in our years, we will see what the histories of these clubs are, and which clubs are doing it and which aren't. But I know Jill would like to have 48 applications this year. That would be wonderful.
And this is the only way that we'll accept them. At the beginning of the year, I don't know if Janice has done this for the PEs, but I sent a spreadsheet out to you so you'd have the criteria. But this is the only way we're accepting applications for the Governor's Trophy. And it's a hard cutoff at the end of July. That's it.
Yeah.
So again, that's why it's important to do this throughout the year. If you didn't, try to get caught up and get it done and help the person following you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's called Governor's Trophy in this one here. And when I switch to the new interface, you go into district, and it's called District Awards, and that's a change that they made that I didn't want them to make, but you know what, there's too much going on to complain about everything. So you just go to District Awards and you end up in the same place. So District Awards, and there you are. Same thing.
Will DACNY be updated with the new year, or how? How is it going to happen?
I think it's July 1st that they're going to turn everybody over, or sooner.
Yeah. Now this particular stuff here is we will clone this into next year. Now if District Governor like Janice wants to change some things, we can change some of this stuff, and we're not stuck with this. We can edit this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she may say, well, I really don't like, you're giving too much credibility to this, and maybe there's something else we need to add. We can do that. It's customizable. And with the administration that they've given me on this, we can do anything in-house. It's very nice.
David, do you want to show them while you've got DAC open where if you go back to the home screen,
Okay.
there is a video right to the left where it has new interface video.
Mm-hmm.
So if you end up turning it on, it's like, oh, this looks a lot really different. You might want to watch the video. It's pretty intuitive.
Yeah, the video. And as I said, I was at a I was at their conference last fall, and this is how this new interface up there was done. We all users from around the country said to them that this old interface here, this classic interface, is too busy. It's too many levels, and you got to figure out where you're going. We wanted everything condensed so that if you wanted your data or your club or your district, you went to that stuff, and that's all you needed.
So you said that there was a video?
Yes, on the home tab.
On the home tab, on the home tab on either one of them, as soon as you get there, right down here, there's a new interface video. And I can't remember how long it is. It's 5 minutes, I think, maybe.
Okay.
Jill, isn't it? We'll load it up now.
It's not wrong. I'm looking on the classic interface. It is not showing on the screen in the classic interface. I don't know where to find that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's 9 minutes and 19 seconds. So this is a video they have for this. And you can do that. Just click on the video here, and you've got it. All of the new one, a lot of your stuff is along this left hand. The dashboards for the club and the dashboards for the district are along here. That interface video. And one of the things that that I really like is this right here that I'm circling. So when I've been doing things in this, it actually sets up the tabs that I have sequenced as my top 6 right here. As you can see, I've been moving them. So if I go back and move this again, if I go back into the district and move this district award back out like that, and then go back to the home, you'll see my district shortcuts have changed. So really, from the home page are all the major things that I use. I use finance a lot. I try to find people a lot. I work a lot in clubs, so these are things that I normally use. And then this is clubs things too. So that's really a slick way to do it. But then again, if I go into my district, I've got every icon I could possibly want, and I can move them around accordingly. I found this very helpful.
So do you guys have any questions about the governor's trophy or anything else you'd like to have David demonstrate?
I think I just have to play with it a while.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I would suggest that you print this out right here, if you want. Either that, or just take a good, or keep a tab open and move the tab over so you can keep track of what you're doing.
And if you find errors,
we try to be descriptive, like dollars donated to community groups and reported in Rotary Club Central. 10, the per capita times 10. And that 10 just means per times 10. So you put something in and it multiplies. And a lot of this, in fact, a lot of these points here are per capita. So the president-elect attends pets, that's 500 points. When you put the 1 down, it goes to 500. So you just categorize it. Club president attends district conference, we're giving 500 points. And 1. So they can only be 500 points for that. But the number of club members attending the conference, well, 100 per member. If you had 20 members, you could pick up 2,000 points. And this is stuff you have to keep track of. And if you don't remember, you can always ask us, and we can look through the registration for the district conference and the various district events and tell you.
when you get into the activity entry, It doesn't show it on this screen. That might be something we want to add for the future. Each of these sections does have a maximum available points, so more points don't necessarily get you, if something maxes out, for instance, at 4,000 points, you can get 6,000. It really isn't going to change anything.
Well, I've been editing this thing for 2 years, and I see here the president-elect attends PET's 500 points, and the maximum is 4,050 points. That's wrong.
That's for the whole, that's for the whole section.
And so I've got some editing to do, but it's going to show you the total like this, and so we're okay there. It's just that I need to do some activity editing along the way. And like I said, for 2 years I've been working on this, so I've done a lot of editing.
So any other questions?
All the maximums are shown along this. Once you start doing the data entry, so for whatever you enter, they don't have anything right now in, let's say, youth services. I'm just going to add one. I'm going to take it away in a bit. So if I add that, then it shows it, and it shows the maximum points available in youth programs. So most of them have 2,000 on this one here, to 4,000 to 4,050. So these are, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. These are the maximum points for the whole thing. I'm right.
Yes. It's just showing you for each item what that section's maximum is.
Yeah, that's the maximum for the whole section. It's 4,050. The maximum for this is 2,000. Maximum for youth is 4,000, and there'll be a max for every one. I don't know if I have that in the overview.
It's not. That's something we probably need to add.
It's not. And you know what? That probably is. I need to figure out how to enter a line with a max total, and I'll work on that. Dale, does this make more sense now?
Yeah.
What kind of questions do you have? I didn't see if anyone else had any questions.
The questions I had were just related to how the numbers add up, and was it per member, per event, whatever, and how you got to the 4,050.
Yeah, and the 4,000 and stuff is the actual, the way it's showing in this chart is the actual total for the whole thing.
And we tried to add some clarification. For instance, if you notice on the Rotary Foundation, people got confused last year. So it's number of new Paul Harris Fellows or increase to the next Paul Harris Fellow level. We added that increase to the next Paul Harris Fellow level. So you could get acknowledgement if somebody was a Paul Harris Fellow +2 and went to +3. We wanted you to get credit for that.
Right.
So each year there's a little tweak here and there that the governor has a little bit of discretion on.
And hopefully every year gets easier.
And if you're not sure of the definitions, just reach out to me, reach out to David. This is designed to be fair to all concerned. We want to make sure that if there's a technology challenge or you're struggling, please let us know. We want to make sure that we help you get through any of those issues to have your club acknowledged, because it's important for the clubs.
Yeah, she was talking about tweaks, and here in the Rotary Foundation, where my mouse is going across now, is we had the new endowment members last year that we put next level in, is what she was talking about. Because that's just as important. So if someone goes from 10,000 to 25,000, that's important for your club and your foundation giving.
Barb, I hope you've been able to follow along. I know the technology challenges weren't very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I've got DAC open, so that's fine.
Okay.
You've been able to, okay. And Barb, if you have more questions, or if any of you have questions and want to call me, we could set up on a one-on-one go-to-meeting if you want. And that's the beauty of this whole thing, is we could do an interactive kind of thing. And I guess the other thing is July 19th, we're going to do our first training for the new club officers on DAC-DB, how to enter data into DAC-DB, how to do those RI compares and all that stuff. uh, we decided that this technology has been working good for us in district leadership, that we use this for training and see how it works. So if you have topics, questions, things that we can address, and those, let me know, and we can add those to our next training. Quiet bunch. Have I got everyone asleep or?
I think I'm good. I just need to play with it.
Okay.
That's the most
okay.
important thing. Is just kind of get your hands on it, and if you could again encourage the people in your club, your secretaries coming in, and your incoming presidents. Right now, we just have like a handful, like 7 people registered for the July class. So we want to make sure that people use the system, and you can't just use it once every 6 months and actually get proficient.
Right.
So if I have some data in the governor's trophy and I need to change it, I just go on the activity entry and click on the eraser?
Let me see.
Sometimes you look back and go, oh, I forgot to put that in.
Yep, the pencil is the edit option.
Mm-hmm.
So then you just click on that and you can edit the data.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, the X would erase the whole thing, but the pencil edits. And so, whichever you need to do.
Okay.
There's also a place for comments there. And one of the things I'm sitting here thinking while Joe was talking there is this is a whole lot easier to use if you do it from July 1.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, July 1, did the president, okay, what are the things that you're attending? The foundation membership seminars in July. How many people went? Do it now, because 6 months from now, you might not know, and then we'll have to all look it up. So. Any questions? Any other questions? You guys are a good class.
Well, David, if you don't mind, can I borrow the screen? And
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to grab, hang on a second, I'm going to switch things around here, and I'm going to steal the show.
That's okay. That time.
All right, so hopefully you guys see a Facebook page up there.
There's Facebook right there.
So Lanny sent out an email, I think, to everybody today, and I got it on the Facebook page. I think most of you are aware that Ralph Zucchi is en route to Toronto, and he's only a few days away. He actually is a little behind the target of the foundation goal. He wanted to raise $22,000. You can see we're about halfway there. So to kick up the ante a little bit, I have offered, and this is kind of a quick 72-hour promotion, I'm going to match up to 5,000 of my foundation points towards donations to polio in honor of this ride. So if you can help us get the word out through your clubs, we'd appreciate it. There's 3 different ways you can donate. We need to do increments of $100 so we can get the matching points squared away. You can do it directly from this link. You'll notice there is a District 6510 Charities. We're tracking through District 6510 Charities as well. And all we need you to do is donate however it works for you. You could mail in a check to the foundation. Just email Lanny, and his email address is in the email and in here as well. So you can tell him how much and how if you mailed it directly, if you did it online through Charities or through just my Rotary directly, to make sure we get you your points.
And where do we get this link?
You should have received an email from Lanny today that he sent out to the entire district.
Yeah, I got it.
And the link is in the email. This is actually on the district Facebook page that I'm showing here on my screen. It's just Rotary District 6510, our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. We'll show off Lynn a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's on there, but it's in the email link. So all over this page, you'll see donate. And that post is going to be on top. My computer's just going to be slow. If you can't find it, just let me know, Joe.
I did not get it. I did not get the email.
All right, so if you're not getting emails, we need to find out why, because everybody in the district should have received that. And one is to make sure that your data is correct. So we have onprps.joe@gmail.com is where your email went to.
Yes.
So you might want to check your spam folder and make sure it
came out at 4:05 today.
Yeah. And it's,
mine just came through about 4 p.m. So.
Yeah, around 4 p.m.
And that's real important as as club leader, because there's a lot of communication that comes through DAC that we use. So if you find you're not getting information, you need to make sure that you save the sites. When you get an email from DAC, the sender, it won't show Lanny. It will actually show, what does it say, DAC-DB? I don't have that email open right now.
Yeah.
So you might have to add that as like a safe site.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, this did actually come that way because it comes out of mail service at directory.
Yeah, mail service at directoryonline.com.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you have time to look through your email, if you can't find it, let me know. And
no, I cleared out my my spam folder while I was waiting online here.
Okay.
So it's empty, and I went down. I did not see anything.
okay, actually, you know what? Mine did come from Lanny directly because it says Lannis L. Linker is the sender, and it's titled 72-hour point match.
Yep. For Ralph.
Yeah, but it's coming out of mail, so it's coming out directory online.
So I'm forwarding it to you, Joe. Just directly.
Okay,
from my
great.
email. So you have that.
Great. That way I can talk to the tomorrow will be the last meeting as president.
Yay.
Ah.
And all of your members should have gotten it.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
And Len, I saw that you emailed the reference document, so thank you.
Yeah, just see if those help.
Yeah, David, we probably should do some, maybe, I don't think Ken ever made it to the call, but we could do just some little YouTube videos, just some snippets of, kind of like DAC does, but for some of these screens.
That's a good idea. I'll put that on my list.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to.
Okay.
I think I'm going to stop our recording here.